seat.
Here they are.
Good. Here, what are?
You said bring in all of your football IOUs today.
Right. Thanks. Let me see that. According to my tabulations, that comes to $575.
Sounds good to me. Here you go.
Okay, here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I owe you $575, signed Johnny Caravella, a.k.a. Johnny Fever. What is this?
Oh, once a year, I like to just clear everything up, consolidate my IOUs.
Sick and tired of it.
What?
I keep reporting good news about increasing interest rates for savings, but I can't seem to save anything myself.
Amen, brother.
Tell me about it. I was trying to balance my checking account last night.
Pretty tough, huh?
Heck no, it was easy. There's no money in it.
As the nation's economy keeps improving, mine gets worse.
Yeah, mine too. I haven't eaten in 3 days.
You always take the easy way out, don't you?
What are you doing about the economy, Venus?
Just what my grandmother always told me. Investing.
How's it going?
Poorly. How about you, Herb?
Oh, Herbie and the rest of the Turlicks are going to be well taken care of, thank you. I just got in on the ground floor of a real sweet deal.
What?
You wouldn't want to know.
Oh, come on, please, Herb. Can't you let me get in on it?
Be careful, Les. This is Herb you're talking to.
Well, Lester, since you're my very best friend, I might be able to help you out.
See, it's called a pyramid.
Uh-oh.
I didn't know they were still building those.
They're financial pyramids. Now, see, they work like this. You give me $1,000.
I don't like it.
Wait a couple of weeks, go to a few meetings in abandoned warehouses with guard dogs.
Guard hogs?
Dogs, bow wow. And then, presto, you get back $16,000 duck soup.
Come on, Herbert. You're not going to get less involved in one of those things, are you?
Why not?
Well, because it never works. Someone's always left holding the bag.
Look, I've been in sales all my life, and I can tell you
Some other time. Now, Miss Carlson would like to talk with you all.
hold it. Nobody leaves.
Boss?
Come in. There we go.
You're all here. Good. Except for Jennifer. Where's Jennifer?
She's at lunch.
What? It's only 10 in the morning.
Well, she's having lunch in Jamaica.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I wanted to take just a few minutes of your time to talk to you about bonds.
Blondes?
No, bonds.
Oh, gee, AC, blondes are more fun to talk about.
Yeah, well, John.
Okay.
Oh, now, I know that some of you probably have not heard about the payroll savings plan, so the government has asked me to explain it to you.
Our government?
Yeah, our government.
Look, big guy, I've got my working capital tied up in other ventures right now, and,
Just let him finish.
At least let him start. Thank you, Andrew. And Herb, this is not another one of your get-rich-quick schemes either. I'm talking about the new Series EE bond. Looks a lot like the old ones. Yeah, these are more efficient. These will double your money. It costs you $25 when you buy it, pays you $50 when it hits maturity.
when's that? 150 years from now?
Herb, you interrupt me one more time, I'm going to have you killed. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
I have over $7,000 in Series E bonds. Some over 20 years old. Mother gave them to me.
I wonder if they're still earning interest.
You bet they are. And get this, not only are they still earning interest, they're earning more interest than when your mother bought them.
Which you're going to have to pay mucho taxes on. Herb, I'm not interrupting you, big guy. I was interrupting Les.
Oh. Let's see, where was I? Interest. Oh, yes. The interest on these is state and local income tax free. And you don't have to pay federal income tax on them until you redeem them or until they've reached final maturity.
Really?
Yeah. And oh, here's a clever little item, too, they've come up with. If you have children, and I know you do, Herb, this is from the Handbook for Canvassers. And it says, I quote, buy U.S. savings bond in your dependent child's name with you as the beneficiary rather than the co-owner. The first year, file a federal tax return in the child's name, listing accrued interest as income. Now, under the Internal Revenue Code, up to $1,000 in income from interest may be accumulated without a tax liability. Therefore, each of your children could own bonds earning up to $1,000 interest per year without subjecting the income to taxation. This first year's return establishes intent, and no further returns will be necessary unless income in any year exceeds the filing limitations established by the Internal Revenue Service. Please, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but your thanks should go to the Treasury Department.
But what if you need money? With double E bonds, you have to wait until they reach maturity, don't you?
No, you can cash them in any time after 6 months. Or leave them, they keep earning interest until they mature, which is just after 9 years, not 150, Herb, and at an interest of 8%.
So they tax you now or they tax you later?
Well, sure, but when you retire, your income's lower, usually. So taxation on the interest would be lower. You get it?
It's the brain that's getting taxation here.
Oh, there's nothing to it, Fever. I mean, I don't understand beans about this financial junk, but even I can understand this. And, talking about retirement, there's another interesting thing that you should be aware of. It's the Series Double H bond. Looks a lot like this one, only it has 2 little H's down here in the corner. Cute little devil. Does just about the same thing this one does, only the federal government gives you an interest check semi-annually. And that means that you can keep the principal intact.
You guys can pull this nickel and dime stuff with me. I'm going for the big payoff.
Oh, nickel and dime stuff, huh? Well, let's just suppose that Les gets involved in this program. The WKRP sets aside, let's say, $50 every 2 weeks for the purchase of a Series Double E bond. Do you realize that at the end of 9 years, he's going to have $16,514 worth of Double E bonds?
What?
Ooh. And that doesn't include the Series E bonds he already has. Let's say that they're worth $13,500 at least. So that makes the total at least $30,000.
Cowabunga. $30,000. Can you imagine what I could do with that kind of bread, man? I could buy cooking utensils, new used clothing. I could buy a boat.
What would you do with the boat?
I don't know, float.
Go on, AC.
Now, the over $30,000, about $12,000 is an interest. Now, as Les decides he wants to retire in, say, 9 years, he can convert his E and double E bonds into double H savings bonds. Now, that will provide him a monthly income over the next 10 years of $187, compared to the $100 he spent purchasing the Series Double E bonds.
I don't believe this. That means over $22,000 would have been received as interest on those Double H bonds over that period.
You got it. I don't have to hear any more. How do I sign up?
Easy as pie. All you do is fill out one of these handy-dandy little cards here, and we'll take care of the rest.
I was going to invest in hog futures. I think I'll invest in my future instead.
Hey, that's a ticket, Les.
That's a wall, Andy. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Johnny?
I don't know, Travis. It sounds okay, but I can't get off $100 a month.
Ah, come on, John. Now, how much do you think you throw away each and every month on those crazy sports bets of yours?
I don't know.
That's a good point there, man. I mean, at least this is a sure thing.
Yeah, it's just that I owe you. Do that for me?
Maybe not.
Better give me one of those cards anyway.
Right. John?
Yes?
How about you, Herbert?
I'm going to try to get my money out of that pyramid. I didn't want to get arrested anyhow.
Really? I think we all are. Gee, this is terrific. I think we ought to really spread the word about this savings plan. Can you believe it, Travis? I just helped with me. Look, Andy, do you trend or just a one-shot deal?
Let's just fill out the cards.
So I want you to remember, fellow babies, if your pocketbook is sick, the doctor has the trick. It's called the Payroll Savings Plan for U.S. Savings Bonds, and it's real easy to sign up for right where you work. Not only do savings bonds help your economy, they help the whole country, and it's the only kind of bet where there are no losers. So ask for that authorization card for the U.S. Savings Bonds today. It's the only bet that's a sure thing.